Many years ago, I was watching horror videos on YouTube. A particular video caught my attention. It was titled Scary Japanese Urban Legends or something along those lines. Most of the urban legends were pretty forgettable, except for one. It was the curse of Kuchisake Onna. I'll explain why this one stuck with me. In short, the curse of Kuchisake Onna is about a malevolent spirit, demon, ghost that appears as a woman with a mask on her face. She appears in front of travelers walking in the night and will ask them this question: Am I beautiful? If the person says no, Kuchisake Onna will mercilessly kill them with a pair of scissors. If, however, the person says yes, she will remove her mask, revealing a mutilated face cut from ear to ear. She will then say, "How about now? Am I still beautiful?" If the person says no, they'll be killed with scissors, as stated before. If the person says yes, Kuchisake Onna will yell, "Liar," and proceed to kill the person with her scissors and leave them with the same ear-to-ear mutations as her. The only way to escape this painful, terrible death is to neither respond with yes or no, but instead by saying, "You're okay," or "You're so-so." This will completely confuse Kuchisake Onna, giving the potential victim a chance to escape. The reason this particular urban legend stuck with me was because, in short, it scared the shit out of me. Not only that, but it also made me want to remember what to say in case I ever ran into Kuchisake Onna in real life. But there's no way that could ever happen, right? Well, even if it does, I know I'll be ready. I had nothing to worry about. It was around 9:25 p.m, and I had just spent hours cleaning this house my family and I used to live in. I had to clean all the dust and broken drywall. I ran into a bunch of rats that decided to invade after we temporarily abandoned it. I was so done with it and was waiting outside for my dad to pick me up. As usual, he took his sweet time, but eventually got there. I got inside the car and we rode off. My dad and I rarely speak when we're in the car together. I wish it didn't have to be this way. Sadly, we don't have that father-son bond relationship that everybody else has. We approached this red light, the intersection that I will never see the same. At that point, I've been struggling to keep my eyes open. I usually don't get sleepy around 10 p.m, but I was really tired. I sat there, slouched, with my head facing up and my eyes half open. Then, 2 headlights behind us just turned on out of nowhere. I figured someone just forgot to turn them on and decided to do it now. I don't know what made me want to look at my dad, but I did it almost naturally. He was looking down, but then, suddenly, the window of his side flew open instantly. It was insane. The window went from all the way up to completely down in less than a second. My dad jumped and immediately looked to his left. I was confused and tried looking out the window. It was dark, and at first I didn't know what I was looking at. Then my eyes focused, and I saw a short woman with long black hair, wearing a hospital mask, standing in front of the driver's side door. Who was this? A homeless person? Keep in mind this was recent, and obviously people wear masks due to the current pandemic. The person looked completely normal at that moment. Can I help you?" my dad asked. As the light was still red, he felt he had to say something. For a moment, the woman did not say a word. She just looked in the general direction that was the inside of our SUV. Her eyes looked completely black, and I could not see any white in them. Then, To our surprise, she asks, "Am I beautiful?" I knew I heard this before. I knew this was something bad, but what was it? Where have I heard this before? As I was thinking hard and trying to remember, my dad answers, Yeah, yes, you're pretty." Then I remembered. That damn urban legend about the Japanese girl, the one where she murders you if you say the wrong thing. I remember now. But these urban legends aren't real. This is just a coincidence. She just so happens to be wearing a mask because of the pandemic. Under that mask is a normal, beautiful face. It is what I thought. The woman then slowly reached behind her ear and removed one of the strings of her mask. What I then saw was burned into my mind to this very day. What I saw was the most hideous, grotesque, sickening, nauseating, toothy, disfigured mouth I've ever seen. And of course, each end reached both ears. In a voice that sounded like a mix of a young innocent girl who's been beaten and a threatening monster, she said, "How about now? Am I still beautiful now?" I couldn't move. I couldn't speak. No matter how hard I tried, all I could do was look. And even then I couldn't look away with my eyes. It was almost as if there was an unknown force freezing me in place, but keeping me conscious, like sleep paralysis. My dad wasn't able to move either, except for his mouth. I could see it twitching and rapidly opening and closing. I was internally yelling, "She is so-so. She is okay. She's all right. She's not bad, Dad. Please, please, Dad. Say she's okay. Please." "You," my dad started. My dad is not the type to lie. He'd tell it how it is. At the same time, though, he's lied before. To me, to my mum, to get himself out of trouble. So whichever one he decides to do would lead us to a brutal death. "You are okay." The next few seconds felt like a blur, but I was snapped out of my frozen position when I felt my neck almost snap as my head hit the seat behind me. The car flew down the intersection as my dad was now flooring it. The sound of the tires skir and the engine's vroom echoed down. I came back to earth seconds later. For a whole 10 minutes, neither of us said a word, too shocked to speak, hearts still racing. I broke the silence. I said, "Dad, how did you know what to say?" "Yeah, how did you know?" "This isn't the first time I've dealt with the supernatural. You have to educate yourself on different situations, because they exist, and they're real." "Dad, I wanted to say something, but I couldn't. I couldn't move or speak. I wish I could have helped even though you knew what to do." "It's okay. We're alive." "Why didn't you say you're okay faster? You made me think you were going to say either yes or no. What took you so long?" My dad said, "The light was still red." The funny thing is, my dad avoided a ticket for running a red light because it turned green at the exact moment he floored it.
Hello listeners, if you enjoyed this story, please check out the author in the description. For more content, leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more sinister readings.